Hey guys, it's Jeff here once again with Entrepreneur Essentials here at T-Werx, and I'm here with my friend Bill Combs. With No Time for Social, we are going to talk to you a little bit about Bill's journey as an entrepreneur today, as well as what his company does. And they have some pretty incredible, he's an incredible team and does some wonderful work on the social media side, specifically in social media advertising. He's been doing it a long time. Really before a lot of people were, so he's one of the most knowledgeable that's out there in that field. So once again, always remember, right underneath me is the subscribe button. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel so that when these things come out, you are up to date immediately. So Bill, tell us a little bit about your entrepreneurial journey.
Sure, thank you. Well, I'll take it from my move to Austin. I moved to Austin in 1995, and I started a company called Anything Weather. Okay. And we were a private weather forecasting company, really specifically focusing on weather alerting and on hail information, hail data. Mm-hmm. We were the first company to ever put weather data over alphanumeric pagers, and that was sold to a company called AccuWeather. And we were the first company to ever put hail information on a Google map. Okay. So it was zoomable. Roofers, insurance companies, anybody who needed to zoom into it was. So it really the company was kind of it was out in California for several years. We started it in Austin, had some seed money. It moved out to California for about 10 years. I went into corporate America and worked through corporate America for about 10 years. Came back in 2007, which is when we started that Google mapping process. Mm-hmm. The company took off. Okay. From 2007 to 2011, we grew substantially. We were on the Inc. 5000. We were on the Austin's Fastest 50 Growing Companies in 2011. So it really, really did well. And really 2008 is when we started up the Facebook page for Hail Watch, which was the brand that we were selling that hail data under. And I think we ran probably $50,000 in Facebook ads in 2008 alone. And things were much different back then. Mm-hmm. Back then you had individual comments in your own feed versus now it's just company and then maybe visitor posts. So everything has changed with Facebook since that date. Sure. So I started No Time for Social really as officially as a corporation in 2014. So we're going into our fourth year now. Mm-hmm. And it's myself and Sam Parsons. We're partners in the company. And it's really been great. I mean, I really, really enjoy the digital marketing side of the world that we live in now. And it's disrupting a lot of industries, and I think we're on the right side of that disruption.
I think it's funny, we talk about 4 years, and, in most businesses you would say, well, that's nothing, but in the social media business, that's actually, it has been... You were out there right at the very, very beginnings of a lot of that advertising, especially on Facebook.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So it really has been a really great journey. We're located in Round Rock, so we've got all Austin and Round Rock based team members that all work out of the office. Everything is, all the content and everything we produce, all the Facebook ads we produce are all done within our office for our clients. That's awesome. We work with clients locally. We also work with clients nationally, so it just depends on what the needs are and what.
Yeah, and the beauty of it with social is you don't have to be there right next to them. You can work anywhere.
If we can get somebody to, that's outside of Austin to at least take pictures, maybe bringing a videographer for video, but as long as that content can be sent to us, we can craft it and make it socially acceptable and deliverable through advertising. Absolutely. And that really is the key, is making sure you're doing it right. Facebook just announced today, and we're getting emails from clients. Zuckerberg put a post out about this. We're chopping everybody off at the knees, and really what they're doing is, I think they're chopping off everybody at the knees that's doing it wrong.
Okay,
right?
good.
Clients that work with us, we're doing it right. We have a Facebook partner manager that we're tied in with. We're on a call with him once every 2 weeks, every 3 weeks. We've got that direct connection with Facebook to make sure we're staying on top of those things, and it's super important.
Well, I think that's it. Yeah, you've got to have that inside view of, okay, tell me what's going on. What do we need to be doing?
Right.
How do we need to tweak this? So
Sure.
that, you know,
And he provides us with that.
yeah, and not everybody's going to have that access.
No.
That's out there. Yeah. That's part of spending a lot of time and money through that process
It is
to get you to that level.
We have through our clients, we have spent a significant amount of money on Facebook ads,
Okay.
and that return to our clients in some cases is 1,000-fold. In some cases, it's really amazing. We've got some case studies where we've spent $3,000 in ads and gotten, if we've run the ads correctly, and it's a high dollar product, they've gotten $200,000 in sales over a couple months.
It's amazing.
So it can be done right, and we try to do it right all the time.
Yeah, that's fantastic. So tell me a little bit about what deliverables that your team does.
Sure.
What are all the things that you do with a client?
Sure. So companies that hire us are really looking to take that burden of social media off their plate.
Okay.
They're usually at a decision point in time where, do I have an admin in my office become the social media expert? Do I try to stay up until 2 a.m. in the morning becoming the social media expert? Do I hire somebody in-house to become the social media expert, or do I outsource?
Yeah.
And we're that outsourced solution that would be, in most cases, significantly less than that person coming in, and obviously a lot more experience than the secretary or trying to do it yourself.
Correct.
So each client gets assigned a digital content strategist. We're creating content 2 weeks out in advance in most cases.
Got it.
We're crafting that ad strategy to utilize the ad budget correctly, whether that's running videos, having the Facebook pixel installed on their website so we're tracking visitors. Everything is really built around audiences, custom audiences, targeting, retargeting, putting out great content, and running great ads.
Okay.
And when we do that for, if we onboard a client, if we do that correct for 4 to 6 months, all of a sudden that return begins to kind of kick in. And the clients begin to see an increase in business and wherewithal and branding and all of that. Sometimes it happens in the first 2 weeks, depending on what they're looking for. But if it's a client that's coming out with a product and it's brand new, nobody's ever heard of it before, like the client we had that got the 3,000 to 200,000. This was a product that nobody's ever heard of before. So it actually almost took us a year to get that branding completed. But at the end of the day, they were extremely happy.
I'm sure they were very happy in the end. Okay.
So and then it's really kind of just rinse repeat in that case.
Okay.
We're staying in touch with the client. We're making sure that we're communicating with them as often as they need and making sure that their needs are met. We're also monitoring pages, so we're making sure that if there's comments, if there's issues that need to be handled with the page, we're basically that social media expert for that particular company.
Okay, so like in my example here, so I've got Michelle, who does a ton.
Yes, I see a lot of it. It's great.
Yeah, and how do you work with a company like that that's got somebody in house that can do a lot of that?
Sure.
How do you work with a team like that?
So usually companies will come to us when they're in that situation, specifically to outsource that complicated ad side of it.
Okay.
So I do have, I'll give you a good example of how we're doing that now. We have an immigration attorney in Austin as a client.
Yeah.
She has a content person that is pushing content out to the page.
Got it.
So I'm not having to monitor the page. I'm not having to post content to the page. I'm really that person in the background that's utilizing all the various ways that Facebook allows us to run ads to effectively run those ads.
Got it.
To build these audiences, to retarget, stuff that is just beyond the content side. And probably more complicated than I'm just going to go watch a YouTube video or take a quick course online and then all of a sudden get that expertise. We've built that expertise up over 4 years, and there's really not a way to do it unless you do it. It's like one of those, you can't become a great baseball player until you've played baseball for 8 years. So you can't become a great Facebook ads expert until you've really put that time in. And
Yeah,
you
well,
gotta have
plus
time.
the simple fact that they can change the game every 5 minutes.
They do,
Yeah.
and they do. So that's the other thing is unless you've got this Facebook ads expert that you're getting on the phone
Yeah.
with every 2 weeks that says, hey, these are the things that are changing, here's some things you need to be updated, we'll get emails from him, this bulletin just came out. So there's all of that underneath the iceberg, right, below the water that we're handling, and companies can handle posting information, putting events out, dealing with kind of the, I wouldn't call it simple, but the less complicated side, which is Facebook ads.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So from the standpoint of ideally, let's say I've done nothing with social media. How do I start? What do I typically? What's your process when you?
Sure. When we work with the company. So normally we'll have an onboarding discussion with the client.
Got it.
Visit with them. So if you've never done anything on social media, no Facebook page at all, we can initiate that Facebook page, and we've done that for clients before, and then we're beginning the same process that we begin now to start up the page, verify the page, go through all the specifics of creating the About Us, building that page out to Facebook standards, beginning to post content acceptable to Facebook standards, and beginning to run ads the same way. So we can handle it all from start to finish. So if somebody comes to us and says, I don't have a Facebook presence. In fact, I'm not even on Facebook, but I need a Facebook page. I know that digital marketing is super important, and I know that my company specifically needs this piece. We can handle that all. We've got all the tools and
Now,
techniques.
do you do other social media outside of that, like a LinkedIn and Twitter and Instagram?
So we do
I still don't get
anything social media related,
Okay.
Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn.
Perfect.
We'll monitor Yelp, we'll do blogs, we'll do newsletters.
Okay.
We've dabbled in fact, we've got a website that we're creating now. We're not super experts at it, but it is something that we can tackle. We've got some expertise in-house. So we handle all social media. We even personally handle 2 individual LinkedIn pages.
Okay.
So individuals will come to us and say, I need to be posting content to my LinkedIn page. I don't even have time to do that. Can you handle it for us? So, in fact, we may have another company in Round Rock that we're getting ready to sign that is going to give us access.
We just need that, especially.
It is amazing. Time is such a valuable asset. And even if you put the best plan in place to say, I'm going to go manage my own social media, it usually will last 2 weeks to a month. And then something happens that, whether it's a critical issue that comes up, and then all of a sudden you're dealing with that and you get off plan, and then you may do a couple things, and then all of a sudden
then it dies
it's
off.
not important. So it is hard. And unless you've got somebody that's their job, you're going to be at a deficiency there. So
Yeah, exactly. Well, and so much of it's interesting to me as we started to analyze it here was looking at social media. The post that you might put to Facebook versus the post you might put to LinkedIn are 2 entirely different things. And what you put towards Instagram is really different from what you would put to Twitter. And so being able to adjust and manage that content the right way. I know we spent, about this time last year, we spent almost a week and a half in meetings really identifying, okay, what content do we post on each of the channels and how, and we developed a whole plan and a strategy for that, and that took a lot of time.
It does.
And so having a team that can come in and say, all right, we got this.
And then Twitter flips it and says, now you can do 240 characters.
Of course. And then it totally throws the game. So what's new in your world? What do you have coming up?
I'm speaking at a couple events coming up, roofing events. Roofing, we've been, obviously, with my old business, roofing is kind of still a piece of my life. So I'm speaking at the IMG Expo in New Orleans in about a week and 2 days. I'll be out in Vegas at the end of February, beginning of March, doing classes on Facebook, attending those events. So that's going to be some great things. Obviously, I've been really, really dedicated over the past really 4 years since I started No Time for Social to the Round Rock Chamber. So both you and I are on the 1 Million Cups team, and I've been dedicated to 1 Million Cups, dedicated to the Round Rock Chamber. I'm on a couple of their advisory boards there for entrepreneurship and talent development. So just continuing to build the business. We just hired a new salesperson in-house, Jessica. So she is going to be beginning to build out sales processes, and we're kind of doing a little revamp in 2018. Obviously, things change. We need to change. So we're doing that as well. So just some great things ahead for the whole company.
Yeah.
We will be looking for new space. There's 10 of us in 900 square feet. So I've got my friends at Don Quick, Brent at Don Quick, looking for me, and
Find me something that fits.
It's crazy. We
plan
want to
ahead for the future.
Yeah, exactly. So we don't want to triple space, but we don't want to just go up at 300 square feet. So it's kind of finding that middle ground. But I think we'll get there at some point.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So, fast 5 questions.
Yes.
You wake up in the morning, business is gone.
Mm-hmm.
Laptop, computer, $500 in your pocket, place to live and food. What do you do first?
I would probably spend the $500 running Facebook ads for whatever my new business is.
I love this.
So whether that's Bill Combs, the consultant, let me help your business go to the next level, or starting a new social media agency, I would look at, if the money went anywhere, it would go towards some kind of digital advertising, and maybe $9.99 towards some Vistaprint business cards.
There you go. There you go. Yeah, I have a business, and I exist. And throw up a Wix website.
A Wix
you're
website
ready to
for
go.
$9.99. Yeah, so maybe $50 towards other, $4.50 towards Facebook.
Towards Facebook ads to drive people to it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's a good one. I hadn't heard that one before. Just boom. Hey, stick with what you know.
Right.
So, what was your biggest entrepreneurial mistake?
I would say one of the mistakes that I made when I was running Hail Watch or Anything Weather was in 2010 going into 2011, we oversubscribed on team members. So we probably built too fast. And really it was because 2008, 9, and 10 were really, really, really good hail seasons.
Okay.
So you get into that mode of things are going to be
this way always.
It's going to be this way always, right? Beginning of 2011 happens, and we get into spring, and things aren't happening weather-wise. So
we haven't had a hailstorm since.
Yep. So we really had to look at what do we do, and we had to scale back on personnel. So just maybe thinking about growing too rapidly would be, I would say from a business standpoint, that should always be something that a business owner is thinking about. And it is hard, right?
Yeah.
You want to grow fast, like my move into new space, right? All of these things are very particular, and you really need to be thinking about making those decisions right.
Yeah.
Having a mentor that can kind of help guide you on some of those decisions would be helpful.
Yeah, and I mean we've had that conversation many times on this on the show. Is really talking about you have to have good mentors.
Yeah, you do.
I mean, I heard the best advice I ever heard is you need to spend a third of your day with people who are below you in skills, so that you can help the next generation, and it gives you an ego boost. A third of your day with people at your level who can relate to you, and a third of your day with people who are where you want to be.
Really important.
And reaching out to those. And I've got multiple mentors.
Yeah,
I mean,
same here.
In different worlds, in different parts of being a business owner, that has been just extremely helpful.
Yeah.
I can't value that more.
That's good. Yeah.
So what's a good book that you would recommend for an entrepreneur?
One of the ones that I read before we created the hail swath of data in Google Maps was called Blue Ocean Strategy.
Oh.
And it is a book that basically talks about you've got a red ocean where all the sharks are feeding on the same thing, and you've got a blue ocean where you want to be, where you're swimming around, kind of creating your own environment, you're creating your own product, service, and that really is kind of what led us to, there was one competitor out there that happened to have a hail map that was on a PDF document. We were reselling that map. We asked them on multiple occasions, hey, could you recraft this to put it digitally? And they didn't want to. And I said, you know what? This is our
We
move.
can recreate it. Yeah.
And we're meteorologists. Let's go out. Let's analyze the data. Let's put it in Google Maps. No one else on earth is doing this. There's only one other company producing maps,
Yeah.
which doesn't happen. They did that for 9 years,
Yeah.
which was crazy, right? To have a business for 9 years
And no
that you're the
competition.
only company doing it, and we're reselling their product. So it was a tough decision for my business partner because of the relationship, but it was needed for our business to
Yeah.
grow. We had to do it. And you know, of course, we did it, and 4 years later, there were 25
Of course.
competitors.
Yeah. Well,
So
it's
then you
always
gotta
when you're
go-
the early adopter, and
yeah.
you have to keep continuing
And
to
the
innovate
word gets
and be
out.
different.
So,
Yeah.
but Blue Ocean Strategy is a great
Awesome.
book.
Awesome.
Yeah, really like it.
That'll go onto our list. I'm going to be doing my 30 days, 30 books coming up.
very cool.
And doing these quick Facebook things
All
every day.
right.
So that will definitely go to the top of the
Excellent.
list.
That sounds great.
So tell me a little bit about a tool that you might use, and it could be electronic, it could be anything else
Sure.
that you might use on a daily basis that an entrepreneur
Sure.
you'd recommend.
So I think one of the things that a lot of people are having difficulty with nowadays is organization. How do I organize my life? How do I organize my day? A tool that I've been using is called Trello, and it's an online, you can have it on your phone, you can have it on your desktop. There's now a Microsoft app and Trello helps me kind of organize projects I'm working on, things I'm working on, ideas. There's a Chrome web clipper, so if I'm on Chrome and I see something, boom, put it in that for later viewing. So
Okay.
it's really a good organizational tool for me to kind of help on my life. It's still chaotic at times, but
Yeah, it's the nature of the beast. It's definitely the nature.
it has helped me though.
Yeah, that's
So,
fantastic.
yeah.
So yeah, we've got a roofer that works at it here, and he uses
Okay.
Trello for his whole business.
Wow.
And it's just him here.
Sure. Yeah.
And then he's got a team all over the country that
Oh,
he works
that's
with,
great.
and they're
Yeah.
all kind of working off of
Mhm.
that. So
Wonderful.
it can be used individually or actually as a
Yeah.
team-based thing too.
Yep, it can be. Yeah.
So, awesome.
Good.
So how do we get a hold of you?
So it's my email is simple. It's bill@notimeforsocial.com.
Okay.
People reach me on my cell phone all the time at 512-497-5557.
Okay.
And our website is notimeforsocial.com, and pretty much every social platform is /notimeforsocial.
Yeah,
So
makes it simple.
Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn.
Yet one more. Make it as simple as possible, and make it the same on every one, and it makes it simple. So.
Exactly. So
Well, folks, I can tell you from knowing Bill, we've gotten to know each other over probably the last 6 months, and he is the most knowledgeable person I know. So if you need help in this area, if you need help on the social media side and really that content side, this is your guy to come to. Come on out, just buy him a cup of coffee. We're part of the 1 Million Cups program,
Right.
so the whole idea is to get entrepreneurs together to have a cup of coffee. So buy him a cup of coffee, and I think he can change your business quite a bit. So I appreciate
Thank
you
you.
coming out, my friend.
Oh yeah, I appreciate the
Thanks
interview.
a lot.
Anytime,
And,
Jeff.
Anytime, folks, come see him. Come back here once a week. We're going to have another person. Once again, right below me is the subscription button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, and we will see y'all here next week.